Hey, everybody.
Greetings, mortals. Guess what?
Mortals.
It's time to play some fucking Smash Brothers.
Hooray! Welcome to our second episode of Quest Log, what we're calling it tentatively.
We're talking about the important things that gamers care about. Today we're going to talk about
Anime.
We're going to talk about American anime Voltron. And we're going to talk about...
Anime-esque. Anime adjacent.
It's anime's, like, son.
Anime's American cousin.
If you want to play Smash Bros. With us, by the way, just hit us up in the chat and we'll make it happen. Right now, we're going to play with anyone. So we're going to talk about... We're going to play for fun, I think. Team Smash? We're a team.
We're a team. We're the Master Questers.
2 players. You and me are players.
Yay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the Smash Direct that also came out.
I'm not Clark.
I'm gonna try and pick someone who I can like kind of go on autopilot with. So I think I'm gonna pick.
Also, disclaimer: I'm very bad at this game.
Ness.
I've played maybe like 5 hours of it total.
Yeah, I'm pretty rusty as well. Oh shit, we're playing a time match? Ugh, this is gonna be such a fucking ordeal. So anyway, new Smash Direct came out.
Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Very exciting. Who are these two guys? Oh, it's Bayonetta and I forget who this other guy is.
My buttons are sticky.
Well,
rip. Like my X and Y buttons. This is the bad controller.
oh, okay. Well, we can switch it after this fight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is... Is that Shulk? Yeah, that's Shulk. Man, Shulk has like crazy good range. Also, I feel like my like inputs are really lagged. Like stuff seems like it's coming out way later than it ought to be.
You were playing on the gamepad earlier. Would it be better for you to look at that?
Oh, maybe. I don't know if it's like a TV problem or an internet problem though. Like it feels like it might be an internet problem, unfortunately. I don't know if the people were fighting a bad internet. But let's talk about... Okay, I need to stop reacting to the game so I can actually talk about the thing. I think this might have been just a bad game in general to pick for this segment already. Okay, so recap. In case you missed it, if you're watching this and somehow you're unclear of what's going on, the Nintendo Direct dropped. There are 2 characters were announced. You've got couldn't score that grab. You've got, first of all, Simon Belmont from Castlevania. Big deal. A lot of people have always wanted to see him in one of these games. And now he's going to be in it. So that's very exciting. He looks cool. He's got a whip. A lot of range on it. Okay. Yeah, we lost.
And then the alligator guy.
Yeah, King K. Rool. Another one that people have been really excited to see. And I can't blame them. They've been asking about him ever since the GameCube one, which is really cool. He's gonna be a big, heavy fighter. Now, Chelsea, here's my question for you. How familiar are you with either of those characters?
Not at all.
Okay. Oh, I don't have Roy. I forgot how I don't pay money for this game. Oh, I do have Roy. I'm trying to pick like guys who I don't have to think very hard about when I fight with them. So I'm picking.
I gotta switch controllers.
Oh fuck me. Okay.
Yeah, this controller, I think someone spilled juice on it or something. So the X and I don't know, something sticky.
Yeah.
So the X and Y buttons are not very responsive.
That's no good.
Yeah.
That's a real shame. Oops.
Ow.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Roy's up B is like crazy good. Chelsea, who do you want to see in Smash? Because everyone was excited about those characters, but I don't necessarily know how excited you were to see like Simon or K. Rool.
I was not.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I'm not as into Smash.
I guess that's true. Well, you're not into fighters in general. Which, you know, can't blame you. They fucking are such a pain in the ass to have to deal with. This is going very poorly. Oh, I hit a bomb with a sword. That's stupid.
I guess I would think it was fun if they added like Triforce Heroes links stacked on top of each other.
Oh, that's
like ice climbers.
That's kind of neat. That's a neat one.
And this would never happen, but I'd be happy if they added Groose.
Yeah, Groose. I don't think Groose is a thing.
Nah.
I don't think that.
I would be like shocked if they did that. I don't see it ever happening, but it would be a fun character to play.
Yeah. I wonder what Groose would even play like.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, we gotta score like a kill before this is over or else we'll lose.
Rip.
It's weird to see Duck Hunt Dog and Corinne, I think. Is that Corinne? Or is Robin? Whatever. All the fucking anime people look the same in this game. On the same team.
I need to switch controllers.
Okay, good call. Let me exit out of this room. You need to advance the dialogue before we can go. Okay. Where's another controller for this fucking system?
It has no battery. Here's one.
Okay.
I know a lot of people want Waluigi.
Well, yeah. But he's an assist trophy already, so he's not gonna be in it. And for good reason. He's trash. I think I might be able to play with Ike a little bit better.
We swapped people.
Oh.
Who else would you want to be in Smash Bros?
A lot of people who will never be in Smash Bros. I'm here to try and speculate wildly about who might be in the next Smash Bros. Because like I've been thinking a lot about it. It's like who has an opportunity? So if like we think about it, you know, like Ridley and Simon and K. Rool have been these characters who like everybody's wanted to see in Smash forever. And they're finally here. But like, you'd think with characters these big, this important, they would have at least saved like some of them for like the end, right? Uh-oh. But that's not the case. They like revealed them first. Like Ridley, you know, aside from Inkling, Ridley was like the first person to get revealed, and like that's a huge deal. People have been asking for Ridley for like as long as I can remember Smash being like a thing, basically. Oh, he messed up. Oh my god, and then I messed up. Okay, embarrassing. And then K. Rool is like the same deal. So it's like, who's left? Who's left that's gonna, fuck! God damn it! Who's left that's gonna wow people?
Yeah.
It's like, you have to think about who's like been asked for a ton. You know. Okay, I finally grabbed a ledge. So, and that's like been my question, like who have people really wanted in Smash for a long time? Because I feel like all the major players have been like, they got everybody. But I know that there are other people, it's just that these other people who like people have wanted in Smash forever seem like way less likely to get picked. I think we lose again because I don't think we got enough kills. I don't know why it's fucking playing us on stupid ass time mode. Oh, we won.
We do it.
Hell yeah.
It was because of new controls.
Yeah, there you go. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
So like one of the ones that people have been asking about forever, and like I don't know if this is a real thing, is like Geno has been on the list for a long time. Do you know who Geno is?
No.
That's understandable. Here, I'm your dad. Geno's been on the list forever, and he was a really popular character from Mario RPG. And, you know, everybody's like, oh fuck, Geno, he's so fucking cool. I love that guy. And everyone's like, put him in Smash Brothers. And I don't think he's like, even though he's like been asked for by fans a lot, I don't think he's like widely recognizable as a character enough for people to like actually like want him in the game. Oh, Midgar, that was fun. I don't think I've played in Midgar ever. At least not since like Cloud first came out. So I don't think it's gonna be Geno. Now the other thing is that like they always have big names from like, you know, other third-party companies. And like who's like a big third-party company guy who hasn't seen any like play yet, right? In Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Like, so you have like, for example, I guess sort of the de facto like representative of like Microsoft would be like Master Chief, but like can you really expect Master Chief to like fucking show up on a Smash Buttons game? Like, and the other thing is that even though you know, there's characters from outside developers outside Nintendo. Oh fuck, we're dead. There's no Western developers represented. And since Microsoft and Bungie are Western developers, I don't know, I wouldn't expect to see them, right?
What about like Doom or something?
Again, yeah, Doom's a big one, right? Doom's a huge game, but I don't think, I don't know, it's from a Western developer. I don't think that like Nintendo's being necessarily like some sort of like weird ethnocentric with this. I just think they don't, I don't know, represent Western developers in their game. What the fuck happened? Okay, never mind. I think we're gonna get sudden death. Oh no, wait, we just lose. I can't keep track of these fucking kills and play the game and talk at the same time. So I was trying to think of like Eastern developers, right? So in the sort of outside Nintendo roster, we have, who do we have? There's like, you got Konami, because you have Snake, and now you have Castlevania guys. You've got Namco with you know, Pac-Man. You have Sega. You've got Sonic. You've got Capcom with Mega Man and Ryu. You've got Platinum with Bayonetta. Would like they put a fucking Dark Souls character in? Dark Souls is an Eastern developer and like really popular.
Yeah.
But also like how would that person even play?
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of rolling in Smash Brothers. I mean, maybe he would fit right in. But I don't know. Oops. Oh, that's you. Okay. For a minute I was like, oh no, this tiny Link is gonna kill me. Oh, it just ran right into that like a fucking nitwit.
Hi, little tortilla boy.
Hi, little tortilla boy. Mm. Damn, dude, Bowser has so much fucking stamina. Oh, fuck, I just got owned. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I just barely didn't get owned. Ugh, I hate these goddamn bombs and shit.
Would it be better if, like, you played solo and I tried to do the discussion?
Maybe.
Because I'm bad at this game anyway, so...
Okay. I forget where I left off. I talked about Dark Souls maybe being a thing. What else? Do you want to do that? Are you done?
Eh.
Okay. Okay, we'll play on hardcore pro ice mode now for big boys.
I believe in you.
Yeah, so the other thing is that like they're like introduced like two big villains.
Little tortilla boy wants you to play Bayonetta.
I'm not very good with Bayonetta, but I'll do it. I'm also not Chel. Like, I know Bayonetta is supposed to be like top tier, but I fucking don't know how to play her, so it's gonna seem like maybe terrible.
I believe in you.
Well, that's very sweet.
Believe in the me that believes in you, Clark.
Okay, he's playing Ganon, and he's 200 plus IQ.
What are your predictions, little tortilla boy,
So this
for
is already going
Smash
very poorly.
Ultimate?
I don't know how to make her not do a smash attack.
And this guy's got over 200 IQ.
Yeah, dude. Oh, you can do like a double jump
Well,
with Bayonetta?
apparently his 200 IQ couldn't stop him from falling off that ledge, so...
Can I grab? Oh, I gotta grab.
Little tortilla boy thinks that Smash Ultimate will be the most balanced game at launch.
That would be nice. Ugh. Trying to space me out with kicks, and it worked. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what other franchises have villains that aren't represented as another way to predict who might show up. I mean, now you've got like Metroid and Donkey Kong, so it's like there's not really like a villain from Pikmin. It's like, what, he's gonna be a big, mean guy? No, that's not gonna work out. No one's gonna go for that. The big, giant, fucking... Was he gonna put in Team Rocket from Pokemon? No. They're not gonna put in, like, fucking Gygus from fucking Earthbound. They're not gonna put in... Oh, is this the same guy with 200 IQ?
Yep. Hi, Sans.
Hi, Sans. Okay. Didn't get the space.
Another one that would be fun, but I highly doubt would ever happen, is somebody from Undertale.
Yeah, that's true. Again, it's like, is it realistic to expect a Western developer?
Yeah.
But like, Undertale would be cool. They put, I mean, like, to be fair, they did put like, you know, Shovel Knight as an assist trophy, so it's not like they're not being represented at all. Damn, I can't believe you got that intercept. Okay, well, whatever.
I want Ace Attorney in it.
Yeah, I think that has like a chance of being in it.
There's precedent for it being in a fighting game.
Yeah, plus he's like
and
a Nintendo.
It is Nintendo.
It's a Nintendo property, it's a Capcom property, you know, both of these things are things that have shown up.
And it would be hilarious. If they did put Ace Attorney in, do you think they would just put Phoenix in, or?
Yeah, they'd put Phoenix in for sure.
Do you think they would put any other characters, or no?
No. I doubt that they would go that deep. I mean, like, they have so many other franchises that are more popular than Phoenix, right? That, like, only have one representative in this game. Maybe they'd put, like, Apollo as an Echo Fighter or something.
Yeah. That'd be neat.
Which I think is so fucking cool. I love that they have Echo Fighters. I hope they go hog wild with that shit.
Yeah, I don't entirely understand, like, the Echo Fighters. Is it just another skin with a few minor changes?
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the point?
What do you mean, what's the point? So you can play as a character you like.
Okay. I guess I just don't understand. Is it different from a reskin, or is it just a reskin that's given a cool name?
I don't think anybody's, like, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Oops. Fucked that up. Fucked that up.
Careful. No. No. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I got greedy. That's my bad. Oh, greedy. Getting too greedy. Big fat penguin. Too greedy.
Do you have any predictions for Smash, Sans? I don't know if you even like Smash. But are there any characters you'd want to see?
I'm excited to use my Switch as an iPod, as the world's biggest iPod, to listen to only Nintendo music.
Yeah.
800 tracks, that's really fucking cool too.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, he left. He was tired of his 200 IQ being so easily trumped. Oh, the computer footstooled me! I think that if they do pick an indie, though, I think it would be way more... Okay. This Link is being a shit for brains. God damn it! Ugh. I'm so over this matchup already. Okay, just kind of going for it, huh? If they do put it in indie, I think it's way more likely to see like Cave Story than
yeah.
like Undertale.
No worries, little tortilla boy. Have they made any, have they said anything about, as much as I would hate for them to do this, the Rabbids?
No. No Rabbid stuff. That's another good one, like, maybe they'll put in something from Fortnite. Or fucking... I think it wouldn't be...
Isn't Fortnite Korean?
I don't know. I don't think it's out of the question to see maybe Fortnite or like even Minecraft or some other franchise that's like wildly popular.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else do gamers love? Five Nights at Frederick's. Man, I can't find a way in right now. It's like all he has to do is just like keep throwing projectiles at me and I'm fucked because I can't like get close at all against Link. Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's okay. I pressed the fucking button. I don't know what happened there. Whatever.
What if they added like Danganronpa?
Dude, who though?
Yeah.
What, Monokuma? Then I would throw we would have to never play Nintendo again because I don't want to be associated with any company that has that trash bear in it.
I feel like it would have to be like Makoto, and it would just be similar to Phoenix.
Yeah. Dude, nah, come on.
Yeah.
Don't put Makoto in there. Put like Sakura in there. Sakura fights.
There we go.
Sakura.
That's what I want.
Or like Nekomaru or Akane.
Yeah.
Okay. If he's just gonna zone me out with projectiles again, I'm not like gonna rematch him after this. I mean, he probably should zone me out with projectiles at 1 last time. You can't be mad at him for using a winning strategy.
Rabbids Peach could be an assist trophy, suggests Little Tortilla Boy. True. I could see Monokuma being an assist trophy.
What the fuck? Oh, it's a bomb. The thing is that there ain't no Switch on Danganronpa.
Yeah. Right.
Or Danganronpa on Switch.
No, right.
I guess there's no Metal Gear on fucking any Nintendo consoles, really.
I was more just saying, like, I don't think it would happen, but
Yeah.
if it did, I could see it being an assist trophy. Oh no. I want Reggie to be a playable character.
That's what should happen.
Yeah.
Let's put Reggie in Smash.
Not as a me, actual Reggie.
They're gonna put like Sakurai in Smash, and by put him in Smash, I mean they're gonna trap his soul in the video game so he can never leave. Ugh, God, this is like...
Yeah, Danganronpa would sell on Switch, but I mean, the PS Vita was already a handheld system. So I imagine fans who already had it on the Vita wouldn't probably want it also on the Switch. Well, they might. Guess you never know. Yeah, Reggie using Cappy. There you go.
Just want to get like one kill on this dude before I die.
No.
Never mind. Fuck this, dude. Like, maybe like, I was thinking about like, another one that's really popular that people have been asking for is Banjo-Kazooie. That's a lot of Rareware representation right after bringing on K. Rool. I have a really goofy theory that Banjo-Kazooie will show up, but as an Echo Fighter, just for Duck Hunt. Since it's just, now you just have a bear and a bird instead of a fucking dog and a duck. Everybody knows ducks aren't birds.
Yeah. That's just common knowledge.
Oops. But yeah, I don't know. I don't actually think that would happen. Here comes Lucina. I think a lot of, like, a interesting thing I saw, because earlier you were talking about how you want, like, Isabelle to be a thing. People have said that, like, Isabelle might be like an Echo Fighter for Villager, which I think would be cool and a neat way to do Isabelle. This, I can't. Yeah, good counter, stupid.
Nope.
God fucking damn it.
All the anime characters are like from Fire Emblem, right?
Except for Shulk.
What's he from?
Xenoblade.
Are there any other very anime things Nintendo has?
I guess Nintendo has, fucking Advanced Wars.
No.
I don't know. They wouldn't like put anyone from Advanced Wars because, like, I don't know, in, you know, Fire Emblem, these characters like fight, even though it's a tactical RPG. Advanced Wars is just a tactics game, and the characters don't fight; they command armies. So it's like, what are you gonna? How is that going to be interesting to watch? And like, unlike, let's say, Phoenix Wright, you know, who's been in Marvel vs. Capcom, none of the fighting, oh god, none of the fighting game characters from, or none of the characters from Advanced Wars have been in like a fighting game. So.
Little Tortilla Boy says, since Microsoft and Nintendo are butt buddies, they should put Marcus using his chainsaw gun.
Oh, that, you know what, that could be a thing.
Or Doom Guy tearing Link's anus out of with his bare hands.
Okay, that's, I don't know how much, I don't know what the over-under on like that would be. Okay, just gonna kick it back.
What about like Street Fighter?
Well, they have Ryu.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
You think they might add more, or not?
I don't know if they'd put like Chun-Li in. But if they wanted to, I mean, you could. Ugh. Oh, did he spot dodge me? What an asshole. Oh.
No.
Oh, I don't have a Gordo yet. No, I have a Gordo. Oh, you can't. You can shoot it back? Oh.
I just had the funniest thought.
What?
Neko Atsume.
Oh, dude. Obviously. They should do that. Ah, oh, fucking me. God fucking damn it.
I want Tubbs as an assist trophy.
Of course. Why would you not want that? I want to get a grab. I'm not going to get a grab. Good job. You blew it. What else did they fucking show during that direct? They have 103 stages?
Yeah. They have 1 million songs and stages.
I mean, I'm zazzed about the songs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care so much about 103 stages. It's like, whatever. Then they were like, actually, it's 300 stages, including the battlefield modes. And I'm like, no, it's not. Don't. Fuck you, Nintendo.
But bigger number, more impressive.
Nope. Nah.
That's just math.
Here I come. Get sucked. Oh. Okay, this is cool.
What about Skyrim?
Oh, I fucked that up so bad. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Skyrim could be a 1. Did I really miss that? Skyrim could be a 1.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah, dude.
First final smash, Monica just erases you.
There, and then you lose.
Yeah.
Get out of here. No. No electroshock. Never electroshock. Yeah.
If you could have a character from anything, regardless of like how impossible it would be, who would you want?
I'd have a character from Mother 3, dude.
Which one?
Well, the one that's upbeat comes out fast enough. I don't know. Duster or Kumatora. Not Lucas. Not one that's just Ness but blonde. If that's not too much to ask. I mean, I know they're different characters with different character traits, but it's like, in the fighting game, they're the same. They play almost the same. Anyone, listen, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're like, this is very different, very subtle differences, don't even bother, because I don't fucking care.
What about Persona Q? Ask Little Tortilla Boy.
Persona Q is a bad video game. Although a Persona character would be pretty cool, but there's already like 3 fighting games with Persona characters in them, so meh.
Mm-hmm.
Is this... Am I fighting Sonic? Man. Yep. Maybe I could just get, like, my dick chopped off or something instead. For fuck's sakes. I, like, don't understand how people never see that shit coming. Oh, did he really hit that? God. I hate fighting Sonic. I don't know what to say. I hate fighting Sonic.
You could have Akuma as an Echo Fighter.
Yeah.
I would pay good money to watch DK get fucked by the Demon Fist. Says
Yeah.
Little Tortilla Boy.
Or Ken. Oh, he got me. I tricked. Fucking tricked. I deserved it. Okay, lag. It's not cool. Hey, I did it. Yeah, homie. Tetris block. Be a good one. I don't know. Some other like popular game franchises like Portal, very popular. It would be interesting if they put like Chel in.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's, you know, that would get people going.
Yeah.
If you put Portal in there. I think that's not unreasonable.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Oh god, it's Pac-Man.
Europe has that box set for Smash Ultimate that contains the game, GameCube controller, and the GameCube controller adapter. That's cool. I wonder if the States will get that.
Why? What was your plan there, Pac-Man? He's throwing like fruit at me. I'm like, you know, I appreciate, you know, the sort of historical significance of Pac-Man, but it's like throwing fruit at me is the thing. Like if they got rid of a character, I think Pac-Man would be the one I would want them to have not in the video game anymore.
Mm.
Don't throw a fire hydrant on me. Oh, come on.
If they added characters from like movies, it'd be cool.
Goku.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they had like Wreck-It Ralph characters.
Or Goku.
Or Goku.
Goku's in video games. Goku could show up.
True.
That's not unreasonable.
He is in fighting games already.
Goku's in a fighting game. Goku's gonna be in Smash Buttons. I'm not gonna change my character. I'm having fun.
Yeah, they could do like as an Echo.
I hate Greninja. Yeah, I guess like Wreck-It Ralph could be like a Echo for fucking Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I mean, he's essentially is Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
You will never beat me, Greninja. I'm a good character. Oh! Oh! Fucking Naruto over here. Never give up, believe it. Use fucking sexy no jutsu, Naruto.
Oh.
Okay. No! Oh, spot dodged. Okay, now you're dead. Take a
What if
nap?
they added Naruto?
Before Goku, come on.
Yeah.
If they did, I'd be so mad. I can't believe I didn't suck that boy. How is an Emperor Penguin supposed to suck a boy? Oh, you got my number. Come in here and get sucked.
How about M. Bison?
Yeah, I guess.
Who's that?
He's like a bad guy from Street Fighter.
Huh.
Like, again, I don't feel like you're gonna see a lot of like other representatives from third-party franchises that aren't like just straight up Echo Fighters. Like, I think you'll see Shadow the Hedgehog as an alternate, as a Echo Fighter for Sonic the Hedgehog. But I don't think you'd see like Tails as his own like entirely different character. I don't know how he keeps getting hit by my, like, dash attack. Oh, he fucking Naruto'd me! That shit! Damn, that's some serious recovery. Ugh, always just out of reach. No! No!
I wonder if they'll put Saitama in
In Smash Brothers.
Yeah, in Smash Bros. And I was thinking the jump fighting game they're making.
Oops, fucked up. Maybe, but like, how would you even beat him?
Yeah, that is the thing, isn't it?
Wouldn't it like be canonically wrong to have him in the game?
I guess if you had the quote-unquote explanation that he was just like holding himself back.
Yeah, after a while he just gives up.
Yeah, Jump Force.
That'd be fucking cool. I'm like kind of done with fucking talking about Smash Brothers. You want to talk about Voltron?
Sure. Okay, guys. So, switching topics. I'm gonna talk about Voltron. New season just came out, so spoiler warning. I guess to have a little bit of background for anyone who's not familiar, Voltron is a show on Netflix. It's animated. It's a remake of the cartoon from the 80s, which is an adaptation of an anime. It's basically your typical kind of Sentai mecha saving the universe deal. Yeah, I can understand why you've heard mixed things. The thing with Voltron is that it's one of the most frustrating fandoms I've ever been in, because I do love it, but it also makes me very upset sometimes. The problem, I think, pretty consistently throughout the series is that it is it fluctuates a lot in its quality of writing. It like has a great foundation. It has like the infrastructure of what could be an amazing show, like Avatar: The Last Airbender level show. But then when the writers build upon that foundation, they often fall short. They're very good at like sort of having the start of something that is extremely good, but then it does not pan out well. And this happens like several times. Like, to give examples from the show, if you're familiar with it, there's like they changed it's sort of a Power Rangers Sentai thing, so different characters have different colors and they're in different robots. And excuse me, in the third season, the leader Shiro disappears, so they have to switch around the robots, and Keith becomes the new leader. And that was like really exciting because it had so much potential for like character development, figuring out their new roles and what they mean to each other and all that sort of thing. And it was really exciting. And then immediately in the next season, they sort of just throw that out the window and go back to Shiro being the leader, and then Keith goes and joins like this other super ninja assassin rebel group for a while, and they sort of just were like, eh. And like then there are other examples, like there was this whole a good example of the writing being inconsistent in being good and being bad at sort of the same time, is that there's this whole kind of long ongoing plot line throughout a few seasons where Shiro, who is the original leader of the group, when he goes missing, they find him again pretty quickly, but something is like very distinctly off, and there are all these like sort of hints and stuff about something's wrong with him. And it's actually pretty well done, and there were like tons of fan theories online about like, oh, he's a clone, or he's been brainwashed, or he's a sleeper agent, that sort of thing. And then eventually, spoilers again for all of Voltron up to season 7, eventually it is revealed that he is indeed an evil clone, and they have to like, and the real Shiro actually died, and then they like defeat the clone and put Shiro's consciousness in the clone's body. So in this new season, he was our Shiro again. And like that was actually done pretty well, that whole plot line. What wasn't done well is that they also, when all this sort of weird shit is happening where you're like, what's going on, they set up that Lance, who's one of the main characters, who like has not really, like the writers have not really treated him as well as they probably should have. He's sort of like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm very rambly when it comes to this stuff, but going on a slightly related tangent, Lance, they did this weird thing where in like the first episode, they introduced him as more of the main character, that the audience sort of sees the story through his eyes. And then almost immediately they turn him into like more of a supporting comedy relief character. And I think a lot of fans felt that was very jarring, because a lot of fans really immediately latched onto him as like, oh, this is the main character, and then he wasn't. And now people are like, well, give him his character arc.
Is he the blue guy?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I needed to know, baby.
So going back to what I was saying with the clone thing, they set up that Lance he seemed to figure out something weird was happening. So everyone's like, oh, Lance is gonna get his character arc and find out that Shiro is not Shiro, and maybe he'll work together with Keith to like figure out what's going on with this clone situation. And everyone was really excited for that, and it would be like a really good opportunity for character growth and everything. But instead, Lance, when it actually got resolved, Lance had like nothing to do with it. Keith came back, and like it makes sense that Keith is the one who ended up figuring it out and helping Shiro, because they do have like the strongest emotional connection, more so than Lance. Because Shiro sort of like took him in as a kid and raised him and stuff. So that makes sense, but what didn't make sense was that Lance had nothing to do with it, even though they sort of built up in the previous season that he would. And that's sort of, like I said, the issue that Voltron has had is setting up stuff and then not coming through with it.
Let go of me.
I don't know if the writers have changed. I don't believe they have, but I honestly don't know. I know the showrunners have been the same the whole time. Good amount of what? Oh, depth. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying though. If the thing is, if Voltron were just sort of more of a mediocre show, then I wouldn't care as much. I'd just be like, oh, well, it is what it is, you know? But Voltron consistently keeps having these like moments of being really, really good, and these like glimmers of potential of what it could be. And that keeps me coming back and being like, oh, well, maybe it will keep being that good, but then it's not. I think that's part of the reason why the fandom is so big and has like so many good fan works. Like, there's a bajillion fanfics and fan arts and comics for the show, and I think part of that is because, like myself, a lot of fans see the start of these things that they're so excited about, and then when the show itself doesn't deliver, they just do it themselves through fan fiction and comics. And like, honestly, part of me is just keeping up with the show so that I'll have like the background information to be able to enjoy the fan works. But anyway, so that's sort of a little bit of background on Voltron itself. It's a show where the Mecha Sentai show, they're in space, their giant robots look like lions, and they form together to make another even bigger giant robot that looks like a dude with kitties for hands and feet. It's very silly, but it's fun. So I actually like prepared ahead of time and made some notes so that I wouldn't forget, because I know I get rambly in these things. So now I'm going to talk specifically about Season 7, which just came out. So again, spoilers if you're watching this on YouTube, and we also have it on our title. If you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, please close out of the tab or whatever, go catch up, and then come back.
Go watch all of Voltron if you've never seen it.
Go watch all of Voltron. Yeah, I do, like, despite my complaints, I do recommend the show. Again, it's a fun show. It just has a lot of issues. I would say watch it, but watch it with a grain of salt.
And then ask the grain of salt what it thought.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
So let me start by saying that Season 7 I thought was pretty decent overall. Compared to some of the other seasons, it definitely was not as bad. Like, there have been some seasons where it was just like, please stop. But overall, like, the plot lines and everything were pretty okay. Some good things were, the first episode was sort of a flashback episode about Keith, who's the red pilot originally, who becomes the new leader, and how he met Shira, who was the original leader, and they have sort of a brotherly bond that's really good. Like, a lot of people ship them, which I'm not really into, because again, I interpret it as them being more of brothers, and especially with this flashback, because like, it showed Shiro sort of taking Keith under his wing when Keith was like 12 and Shiro was like, I don't know, early
Hot
20s.
brothers.
So I don't really get that ship.
Two sexy brothers.
Yeah.
Both very sexy. And brotherly.
Yeah.
Like, bro. Like, you know, when two guys like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
And they like brotherly, but also they like suck each other's dicks a lot.
Yeah. That's what it is.
That's Keith and Shiro. Kiro. Sheath? Ooh, Sheath is nasty.
That is, the ship name is Sheath.
Ooh, that's fucking filthy. Oh, God.
Anyway.
Sheath.
So yeah, I thought that the first episode with that flashback was really nice. It sort of gave some character development and background to them. Another good thing is that Hunk, who has really been like more of a comedy relief character, which is unfortunate because, like I said, one of the best things about Voltron, well, I guess, I don't know if I specifically said this in this episode, I have before in the past. One of the best things about Voltron is its characters. It has amazing characters. The problem is that the writers don't treat them as well, or develop them as well as they should. But it does have, like, all the characters are great. And Hunk has sort of been like this, he's the Yellow Paladin, and he's been more of a comedy relief character and hasn't really gotten his own sort of subplots very often.
He's chubby.
Yeah.
And that's how you know he's comedy relief.
Yeah. But he finally got some development and such this episode, or this season, so I was really happy with that. Keith, who's the, like I said, the Red Paladin, he also finally got some development with his mother, who, like, it's kind of hard to explain if you're unfamiliar with the show, but this sort of ties into my frustration of, like I said, plotlines that they don't resolve very well. Because Keith's whole thing sort of was that he is actually half alien but didn't know it because his mother was an alien, but she left when he was little. And then in the more recent season, he finally met her. And it was another example of like, oh my gosh, this is so good. He's gonna like get closure and they're gonna talk. and it's going to be emotional, and I'm going to get all the feels. And then instead, they like go on this mission together and go into this weird time warp thing.
Ooh.
And then they're like, oh, 2 years have passed and we've sort of resolved our issues. What? I was so mad.
What?
Yeah, I was like, I want to see that. It's like, it's not that they resolved all their issues. They weren't suddenly a perfect son and mother duo or anything. They do still have a little bit of like development to go. But I was like, you can't just skip over that. So like in this season they did actually put a little bit more of like interaction between them, which I was happy about because I want to see that. But I'm still mad that they left that out to begin with. Like I even have it written down that I wanted to talk about, like the recurring problem, setting up an interesting plot or character development only to rush through it or throw it away. When they changed the Lions, Lance helping with the Shiro clone thing, Lotor, who was like one of the main antagonists, they like set him up initially to be an interesting antagonist, like not a traditional one. They set him up to be more of like a complicated, like like wanting to, like acknowledging that his father's empire is bad and wanting to change it from within, which was like interesting. It was sort of the idea of if Zuko hadn't been banished but sort of got his character development anyway somehow and tried to change the Fire Nation from within, you know, situation. So that made me excited. But then instead they were like, oh, never mind, he's just a crazy villain. He's just tricking everybody.
Good trick.
Yeah, so that was annoying.
Yep.
And then there were like other things that they sort of just, like really big things that they sort of just ignore. Like at the end of one of the seasons, Keith tries to sacrifice himself to save everybody, and no one acknowledges this ever again. It's like, and then Lance also like saves Allura, one of the other characters, and literally dies for a few minutes before she manages to like bring him back. And then no one talks about that. And it's just all these things that a lot of fans are upset about, where like big things happen that we want to see the downfall of, or like the consequences of, or the, you know, what we want to see what happens with that. And then it's like the writers forget that that even happened. So that's like the most frustrating thing about the show, just to warn you if you want to try it out. I like the show, but it does have that issue like pretty much throughout the entire thing.
Santa, stop.
Another good thing in this season was that last season they added, Keith got this basically a space alien wolf pet.
That's so fucking cool. Those are the coolest words that have ever been spoken in the English language.
And like, with that one, it's actually sort of the opposite of the problem I'm talking about, because that one, the setup for it was practically non-existent. It was in the montage where he and his mom are trapped in the time warp thing. They just come across this little alien wolf puppy and decide to raise him with no other explanation. And like, I love him and he's adorable and badass, but also it was like, oh, I guess this is just here now. Okay. But it was pretty great in this season. They gave him a name, and he has a power of teleportation, which comes in handy in fights and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I was happy about that.
Oh shit.
Most seasons have like a big final battle, and the animation in Voltron's pretty good, usually. Especially for the fight scenes, pretty well choreographed. In this one, Voltron like unlocked a new weapon of dual swords, which is pretty badass. Although that said, the fight it looked cool, but it went a little long, and there were parts of it that were very confusing plot-wise. Like, there's this whole other big ship that they made to sort of help out from the sidelines, and then when Voltron is like, the enemy has the upper hand and Voltron needs help, the ship magically turns into another giant robot. And it was like, well, what? Okay. Like, I get that the ship was made using, like, alien schematics, like, they were used with the Altean technology, which is what made Voltron. So it's not like totally unbelievable that it would also turn into a giant robot, but it was a little out of nowhere. And then, like, there was some other stuff in the final battle that was also a little confusing, and it went on a little long too, which is unfortunate. But you know, there was a really good season with, there was a really good bit with Keith and Hunk. They got some, like, they aren't super close, but Hunk was having his sort of like character development bit and having some conflict, and Keith came and talked to him and helped him out. And it was good because it sort of developed their relationship, it developed them as separate characters as well, because Keith is sort of figuring out how to be the leader still and stuff, and Hunk, like I said, barely got any character development before, so any for him is good. And it was just a really cute scene of them sort of being friends and stuff. They added some new characters this season, which I had mixed feelings for. The characters themselves are fine, but they spent way too much time on them. They spent like 2 entire episodes with these new characters, and it's like, okay, but I don't care, go back to the main characters. I guess I was pleasantly surprised by James, who was already sort of established as this guy who was a jerk when the Paladins were like on Earth before, but now he's sort of like the leader of a new group on Earth that's helping out, and he's matured. So that was sort of, I guess, a pleasant surprise that he wasn't just still a jerk. And then they added Veronica, who's Lance's sister, and she was cool. And it showed Hunk and Lance and Pidge finally reuniting with their families, which is something everyone's been waiting to see for like 7 seasons. So that was heartwarming. But that said, let's go to some of the bad things in this season. So like I said, there were like 2 entire episodes dedicated to what was going on Earth this whole time. They did not need to be 2 episodes. Like, it was fine, but to have that, like, it was good to have some exposition on that's what you missed on Earth, but it went on way too long. And literally for the first bit, I was like, is this just a recap episode? Because it was literally the characters on Earth being like, okay, so what happened was Shiro and his crew got lost in space and captured by aliens, and then our students found out, and Shiro crashed back onto Earth, and then they all went in this giant blue lion, and we haven't seen him since. And it's like, yeah, I watched the first episode, dude. I know. So that was a little annoying. And then, like I said, from there it goes into what they're doing to help out on Earth to prepare for the war and everything, and they really could have fit all that in 1 episode. So pacing-wise, it was a little meh. So let me get to sort of what is at the crux, or at least one of the biggest complaints I've seen about this season, and I'm not as super upset about it as I know a lot of people are, but I am still like that this was a bad idea. So from pretty much very early on, if not day 1, the Voltron team has gone on record to say that there would be LGBT representation in the show, and everyone was very excited about that. And then, but there wasn't really anything overt yet. And then a couple weeks ago in Comic-Con in San Diego, they announced, or they gave like some clips of the new season, and one of them was a flashback for Shiro, the first leader of Voltron, when he was back on Earth, and he was talking to this guy, and it basically like super heavily implied that they were boyfriends, and everyone got super excited, and then sort of off screen, behind the scenes, the show creators did confirm that yes, Shiro is gay, and he did have a boyfriend on Earth who we saw in the clip. And like, everyone's like, great, representation. Shiro is an amazing character, and he is good representation. He's like the leader, everyone respects him, and he's gone through a lot, but you know, he keeps fighting, and he's just a really, really good character. So Shiro himself is good representation, I would say. The problem is that they also sort of hyped up that his boyfriend Adam, who was in the clip, and I don't know if I go so far as to say they were intentionally queer baiting or anything, because Shiro himself is still technically representation, even if he's not in a relationship at the time. But Adam, who is his former, they revealed they were going to get married, so his ex-fiance, he's in 2 scenes and then he gets killed.
Wow.
So that's not great. It's like, no, it's the problem is not that, oh, well, to have representation, they need to actually be in a gay relationship on screen, because while it certainly, that helps, it's not entirely true. It's Shiro just existing in the show and being gay is representation. The problem is that they specifically made the deliberate choice to reveal that Adam existed before the season came out to sort of get the hype up. And like, they're familiar enough with the fandom to know that fans would be really excited to see like Adam and interacting, and like, if nothing else, maybe more flashbacks or something. But Adam was in the scene that they revealed early on, the flashback scene, and then he's in the scene where he and a bunch of other pilots go to fight invading aliens and get killed. And it's like, maybe the most grievous example of the problem I've been talking about, of setting something up and then not delivering at all. And in a way, this one was worse because they like did it off screen, pretty much. And then people are also sort of accusing them of doing the bury your gays trope with that, which I don't know if I 100% agree with, but I do agree that it's not great that they did that. It's like, I think they said like, oh well, it's a matter of anyone can die in this war just because you're like, we can't not kill a character just because they're gay. And it's like, okay, but
I mean, you can though.
you can, yeah. Like,
the thing is that you can.
Yeah, it's like, it's not sending a very good message.
Like, who are you trying to fucking fool, dude?
Yeah.
This isn't history. This like, didn't actually happen.
You deliberately wrote that he dies. And then to top it off, they also like implied that these 2 other characters who were like sort of side antagonists who
were also gay also died. What?
Well, kind of like they were these side antagonists, and it like, once again, doesn't come out and say it, but heavily implies that maybe they're together now. But one, they're antagonists, which sure, you can have a gay villain, that's
fine. Are they good antagonists, though? Are they competent? Because if they're incompetent, that's bad representation.
Well, they're actually one of the better antagonists. But the problem is, once again, they were in one episode where they like capture the paladins and are gonna torture them and shit. And then I like honestly don't remember if it implies that they die, because I think the paladins escape, and I like binge watched it, so I didn't retain everything, but I saw someone saying that they died, but I don't 100% remember if that's true, if they like ambiguously just blew up the ship and left, and it's not really certain if they got out or not. But again, not great. So the show has sort of, I think, screwed the pooch a little bit in terms of the LGBT representation that they promised. Because again, Shiro himself being revealed as gay is great, because he himself is good representation as a character. But the way they've gone about it, by like showing he's gay by sort of hinting that he had a relationship with this one guy who immediately got killed practically off screen, and then not really like ever talking about it, because like I said, Voltron has this problem of setting up really potentially emotional character development stuff and then not actually showing us the outcome of that. It's like they have a scene of him visiting the memorial and being like, oh no, and sad.
I'm really upset about this, you guys.
But like no one ever actually says, oh, is your fiance or anything. And then same with Ezor and Zethrid, who were the two other characters I was talking about. They sort of, it implies that they're probably together, but it doesn't straight up like say it or anything. And it's sort of a similar situation of with like people complaining about Dumbledore, with J.K. Rowling being like, oh yeah, he's gay, it just never came up. And it's like, sure, you don't have to like necessarily come out and say it or anything, but we know other characters who are straight, who are in hetero romances, definitely have moments where they're like very obvious about it, like looking at another character and blushing, or like saying a random thing that makes it obvious. And it's like, you can do better than that, you know? And they didn't.
They gave up.
And I wanna give them the benefit of the doubt, because there is one more season left. And maybe they'll...
Last season.
Maybe the last season they'll...
Nothing but gay dates.
Yeah.
12 episodes of Shiro trying to meet someone new.
You joke, but I would watch that.
Okay. I'm not saying... I mean, like, you know, I don't know nearly anything about this show. I don't know if that might actually make a lot of sense. I mean, maybe they... You know, halfway through, finish the Voltron shit, and now it's just fucking Shiro's trying to find someone else to make him happy.
Yeah, so that was really one of the biggest issues of this season, was their method of representation was executed poorly, and it's very disappointing. And I'm hoping that maybe in the next season they'll somehow rectify that.
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly, little tortilla boy. Sort of segueing off that, another bad thing in the season was just the romance in general, which is part of why I'm like, are they doing this just because they're bad at writing romance? So, if you don't know, the team who does Voltron is the same team who did Avatar: Legend of Korra.
Oh.
Yeah. And Voltron, like, I do believe, in my opinion, Voltron is way better than Legend of Korra. But the thing is, like, where Korra was sort of just mediocre all the way through, Voltron fluctuates greatly between being really good and really bad. But one thing that, and Voltron does have like a lot of things that it does way better than Korra. Mainly, especially its characters. Like the characters in Korra, some of them are good, but a lot of them were just kind of boring. But in Voltron, all the characters.
Mako was great.
Yeah. In Voltron, like I said, all the characters are amazing, and I love them all. But one thing that Voltron does not do better than Korra is its romantic subplots, unfortunately. And it's just not, it's poorly written. They're like, this season in particular, they sort of tried to shoehorn in a romantic subplot between two of the characters, which are Lance and Allura. And like, on one hand, it isn't totally out of nowhere, but I kind of like, I almost want to compare it to Harry and Ginny from Harry Potter.
Oh, that classic romance.
Yeah, because it is a very similar situation, just the other way around. Because Lance has been crushing on Allura since episode 1, but Allura never really reciprocated any of those feelings until now. And if it was like developed better, then I'd be like, okay. But it wasn't. Like, Allura had this whole romantic subplot with Lotor, who was one of the main antagonists before he turns out to be evil after all. And that romance was actually written okay. So I don't know what happened, like why that one was decent, and then now this. But that romance was also part of the reason why this one is bad. Because it sort of sets up, it feels like they're setting up that really old cliched trope of like, the good guy is in love with the girl, but the girl doesn't notice because she's in love with the dude who's bad for her. But now she sees his true colors, and now she'll finally realize that the good guy is the one for her, and it's like...
I think you're biased because you ship Cleeth.
I mean, I will admit that I love Clance with all my heart, but also, again, because the writing's so bad, especially, and I'm used to, like, my gay ship's not happening anyway, I don't care that much about Clance becoming canon. Like, a lot of people thought it would happen, and I would be psyched if it did, but I have never thought that it would happen. And Allura and Lance, like, from day one, they sort of have been hinting that that might be endgame. So it doesn't surprise me at all that seems to be the direction they're going. I expected it. The problem, like I said, is that the writing itself for their romance is disappointing. It feels, again, very kind of shoehorned in. Like, oh, we wanted these characters together from the beginning, so we'll just do that now. So yeah, I guess just again.
I wonder if all Ganon players have 200 IQ.
In general, I don't think the writers for Voltron and Korra are good at romance.
Good at writing.
And a lot of other things.
Damn.
Dang it. So yeah, that is one of the other sort of biggest complaints I had about this season.
Well, Chelsea.
And it also sort of ties into the representation thing, because I know a lot of people are a little upset about, like, or a lot upset actually, that, like, they made the effort to put in these little romantic subplots that weren't really there before very much in the same season where they put in a tragic ending for the gay romances that they put in.
Hey, yo.
And it's like, that is the bury your gays trope. And it's like, I don't want to, like, I want to give the writers the benefit of the doubt and say that they didn't intend to do that. They're just bad at writing romance. But I can definitely see why people are upset.
Hey, Chelsea.
Yeah.
The ship between Pidge and Lance is called Pants. No, Mario, go away. Mario! Mario, please.
But yeah, let's see, what else did I write down? I think the thing with Adam, killing him off, just sort of continued general not giving us the end for things that they set up. Oh, there's this whole episode where they they're floating around in space without their robots, and they're sort of going stir crazy, and it's another example of, like, wasted potential, because in that episode they really could, like, have used that to just make the characters talk about some of the issues that have been happening and get some development. And they, like, it feels like they do try to do that, but they don't succeed. And maybe a little bit of that is because it's a short 20-minute episode and they didn't think they could necessarily get that in depth in that amount of time. But it sort of feels like they touched on some of the issues and then assumed that the audience would think maybe that they just talked about it more off screen or something.
That's the dumbest thing.
It's really frustrating. And then of course, and what was also frustrating was that after they sort of talk about their issues, they have their shonen anime, oh, the power of friendship, we shouldn't be fighting. We need to save the world and combine our powers and blah 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 and everything's good now. And it's like, please keep talking about your issues. I want you to resolve them.
I don't know, dude. Resolving issues, that sounds hard.
Oh, going back to positive though, one good thing in the season was they pretty much every season has at least one like filler episode that's a lot more lighthearted. And in this one they had one where they were basically on an alien game show. It was actually pretty funny.
That was the best episode of Voltron I ever saw.
So that one was actually a really good episode. But that said, it's a filler episode and had nothing to do with the actual plot.
Well, it had everything to do with the actual plot, you racist.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the 2 episodes that they spent on Earth sort of expositioning what was going on with that was way too long. So, not only do they like sometimes forget about plot lines that they set up, but they also, it felt like a couple times this season they forgot about characters that were there. Like there were 2 minor characters that were with them at one point and then they just weren't there. And I don't know if they just assumed we would think that they left at some point. But it was like, there wasn't even like a throwaway line of like, oh yeah, they went somewhere. They just weren't there suddenly, and I was like, wait, what happened to them? They've been doing these things with time skips recently, and I'm not really sure why. At least from what I can tell, it's not super relevant. Like I said, there was that whole thing with Keith and his mom. Oh, 2 years have passed now, but it didn't pass for anyone else, and I don't understand why they did that. Like literally the only explanation I can think of for aging him up without aging anyone else up is that if they want Sheath to happen because Shiro's, then they want to close the age gap. But I'm really hoping that's not the case because, like I said, they've also established that it's more of a brotherly bond.
Well, according to you, it's a brotherly bond.
I mean, he literally calls him his brother.
Yeah, but like. That's actually only figurative literal.
Okay. I don't know. If Sheath becomes canon, personally, I'm not into that, but I would be happy that at least a gay couple would have a happy ending. But yeah, but they do that time skip for seemingly no reason, and then also in this one, they had this whole thing where like the Paladins. They had this big battle at the end of last season, and then now they're all these sort of weird anachronisms when they come back. They're like, where is everybody? And then they find out 3 years have passed while they were like, something weird explosion-y thing happened. And suddenly, even though it was only a few weeks for them, it was 3 years for everybody else. Which I guess the point of that was so that the people on Earth in those two really long episodes could like get their shit together and have stuff happen. But it's like, why couldn't you just, instead of having a magical time skip, why didn't you just have a normal thing and then it just took them a few years to get back to Earth? Why did you need to make the Paladins not age with everyone? I don't know. It seems like a weird writing decision, I guess, and I don't entirely understand why they did that. Oh, so speaking of the Earth episodes, they also did this super predictable thing that was kind of annoying, where like the whole thing was Pidge, who's the Green Paladin. Her dad went back to Earth and like told everybody like, oh, aliens exist and Voltron is a thing and the bad aliens are going to come and we have to prepare all of Earth for an impending attack, which is fine. But the leader of the garrison is this lady who like, they really shove it down your throat that she keeps like, Commander Holt will be like, oh, we need to do the thing, and she'll be like, no, we should do this other thing. I'm the leader, I know what is good for the Earth, when clearly like she's making the wrong choice. And they even get this other character who was previously a jerk, and they gave him sort of a bit of a redemption, I guess, for some reason. But I don't care about that as much. Where he's like, oh, actually I side with Commander Holt. And also, I keep thinking of Brooklyn Nine-Nine whenever someone says Commander Holt.
Is Commander Holt gay?
I don't think so.
How do you know?
Well,
Do you see his wife?
Yes.
Oh. Well, maybe she's his beard.
Maybe. It's possible.
In future Earth, is it just chill to be gay at this point, or are
I
they
don't know.
still?
It's sort of ambiguous how far in the future Voltron is set.
Well, how far away are we from space kitties in real life?
Well, probably at least like 12 years.
Oh, get Marth, stupid anime
Anyway,
boy.
they like over the course of those 2 episodes, they really hammer it down hard that like, oh, Commander Holt should be the leader. This other leader lady, even though she does maybe have the best intentions at heart, keeps making the wrong choices. And then the Paladins finally come back to Earth and they're like helping out and stuff and doing missions. And then guess what happens when they do their big plan to try to fight the bad guys? The leader lady, turns out, made a deal with the bad guy to trade the lions for Earth to be safe and for the aliens to leave. And then guess what? He was lying the whole time.
You hate to hear that.
And she betrayed them for nothing, and who'd have thunk it?
I thought it.
It was just like...
No! Anime!
It was just really bad. And then of course, then they like went, I guess if you're gonna go cliche, go all the way, because then they had her realize the error of her ways when he didn't do the thing, the deal. He betrayed her and locked everybody in jail, and so she helps them to escape and sacrifices herself in the process. And it's like, oh, super touching.
Aw.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's like, I don't care. You can't do that. It's bad. I'm not gonna suddenly care.
What if you just suddenly cared, though?
I didn't think about that. But anyway, yeah, so that entire character plot line was really bad. And then I just felt in general like a lot of the dialogue and the voice acting in this season wasn't quite as up to par as previous seasons. And I don't know why that is, because like, for all of Voltron's issues, it does have a pretty good voice cast. And the voice actors themselves are quite talented. So I'm not sure why this season it felt a little bit more stilted, I guess. Part of it might be because a lot of it was like new characters that they added. Maybe the new voice actors weren't quite as experienced or something. But like even some of the main characters, there were parts of dialogue that felt like they weren't really putting their all into it. So I'm not sure what was up with that. Maybe they were also frustrated with some of the writing choices. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. I know a lot of that was just me complaining about shit. And I do love the show, but it just has a lot of really big problems in it.
Chelsea, you're in an abusive relationship with this show.
I think I am. I keep coming back and thinking maybe this time it'll be different.
Shows don't change, Chelsea.
So, I guess I'm saying, like, if you're watching this not because you like like or hate Voltron, but because you are interested in what we have to say and you're interested in.
Let's be honest, what Chelsea has to say about Voltron.
Yeah. But if you're interested in the show itself, again, I do love the show and I do recommend watching it, but I would say go into it knowing that it does have a lot of really bad writing choices and a lot of frustrating things in it, and maybe if you watch it and you really like the characters but are frustrated by the writing choices like me, then go invest in looking for some fan fiction, because there is actually a lot of really good fan works for Voltron, and again, I think it's because of that issue that it has. It's like all these fans like me who are frustrated by the wasted potential of the show.
Oops.
That said, though, while the fandom is a lot of people in the fandom are quite nice and have a lot of they're very talented, and there's a lot of great fan fiction and fan art for the show. I also would say be careful, because as with most fandoms that are very, very large, it also has a lot of jerks. And there's a lot of discourse, which I generally try to stay out of because I don't want anything to do with that. But that does exist, just to give you a warning.
Don't like anything.
Never like anything.
Always be jaded and angry.
I mean, it feels like there are fans who act like that.
Oh, fuck.
Like, going on to Tumblr after this season is just a huge mishmash of people who are excited about the new season and loved it, and people who are like, Voltron is dead to me. And it feels like that happens every season, to be honest.
When does the next season come out, Chelsea?
I don't think they've given a date, but they said it would be before the end of the year.
Oh my goodness.
So
and that's, damn.
I would guess maybe November or something. November or December. But anyway, yeah. So that's my long rambling review of season 7.
It was good.
Despite all my complaints, it was actually overall pretty decent and did have a lot of really good bits in it, but it did also have some very poor choices.
I liked your ramble.
Thank you. I guess my biggest hopes for the last season is that they'll just wrap up a lot of these plot lines that they have just completely forgotten about, and maybe figure out how to, if they insist on continuing their romantic subplots, figure out how to do that good.
Figure out how to stop being caught in a bad romance.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking to myself when I was sort of internally monologuing about this, that the only other fandom that immediately comes to mind where I was this frustrated is Glee. But with Glee, I wasn't as frustrated because Glee just becomes bad, period. It got to the point where it's well, I'm just giving up hope that this will ever be good again, and so I don't care as much anymore. Whereas with Voltron, like I said, keeps having moments of really good shit, and which makes me keep hoping that it will stay good. So it's I feel like it'll be a lot less stressful when it's finally over. And then I'll just watch The Dragon Prince, and hopefully that will actually be good.
Oh, I can't believe I just got hit by that. That sucks. What are you... What? I fucking hate this game.
How long have we been going?
I don't know.
Let's see. About an hour and 40 minutes. So probably just go for another 20 if you want.
Sure.
Any other things you want to talk about?
Nintendo. Nintendo sucks.
Okay.
Nintendo, I mean, not just Nintendo, but mainly Nintendo, with the help of a lot of other video game publishers, have been real shitty about their fucking IPs as of late. The main thing that happened recently was that EmuParadise got shut down. EmuParadise is a place where like you can download emulators, and you used to be able to download ROMs, but you can't download ROMs any longer. And I mean, sort of like on, you know, at first glance, this makes a lot of like legal sense, right? You're gonna be like, well, of course Nintendo doesn't want people to quote unquote pirate their games. And that would be true if like people, I'm just not even gonna ask questions about how this game works anymore. If people were like pirating like Breath of the Wild, let's say, but like that's like kind of a hard game to pirate. I mean, you can pirate technically any game, but like, you know, with more recent games, they get a lot more challenging to pirate because of the requirements of like dumping a ROM or dumping a game that large. So people aren't really pirating like Breath of the Wild. People aren't pirating fucking Mario Odyssey. People are pirating older games that Nintendo doesn't really distribute. Now, I mean, they have what is happening to me? They are, you know, Nintendo's doing digital distribution through like the Virtual Console and this and that like makes sense why they might want to shut down ROMs for that reason, and I get that. But like the thing is that there are a lot of games that it's impossible to have access to just because of like either the circumstances in which they're released or the fact that like Nintendo isn't distributing them like digitally. Like a really good example is like Kojima's Cyberpunk game that doesn't get talked about much, Snatcher. That game never came out in America, so there's no translation for it, and it's like a good game. It's like really, it's pretty well written. It's like might be like Kojima's best written game. If you know, you play any Metal Gear games, those are total like schlock. The stories are so fucking stupid. People might disagree, but those people are straight up wrong. The stories are really dumb. They're really fun games, and like, you know, they're fun stories because they're like, you know, these really over the top espionage tales, but they're not like that good.
From what little I know, they seem like super melodrama.
Oh yeah.
Soap opera type of.
Oh yeah.
Stories.
For sure, absolutely, that's a great way to describe it. So Snatcher's Cyberpunk, it's like a little bit more toned down. I didn't think that would counter that way. It's a lot more toned down, so it's a really good game and it's worth playing. You can't play it. You have to import it and like learn Japanese, or you have to find like one of the few carts that did get translated on eBay, and that's like a $500 commitment. You used to be able to find it on EmuParadise, right? But now you can't. So like the barrier of entry now to playing like arguably Kojima's best written game is $500 or learning a new skill. And people getting that game doesn't cost Nintendo any money because Nintendo doesn't own it. But it doesn't cost Konami really any money either, because Konami's not like trying to distribute Snatcher anywhere. And yeah, and it's like that's not the only game. I mean, like a good example for like Nintendo would be Mother 3. you can't get an English version of Mother 3 anywhere without using a ROM. You can't buy like a Japanese version of Mother 3 and fucking, you know, apply the patch to it that will like make it translated. So if you want to play that game and like understand the story, and again I think it's a game really worth playing, you have to like learn Japanese, and that's like a huge barrier of entry. Who is this character who can do all this shit?
Corrin, apparently.
Fire Emblem is a plague on this franchise.
You do it.
I do it. So yeah, that's another really big example of like, I don't know, if you're gonna like argue at all like that there's some sort of overlap between art and entertainment, like much in the same way that like people, you know, think that TV, especially like prestige TV, is like art, which I think it is.
Yeah.
And I think you have to like argue that like games are or can be art.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's like no way to, there's no like implementation to preserve like games digitally. Like there are so many games that you just can't play anymore because the hardware to play them isn't readily available anywhere. It's like, you know, you can find a SNES or a NES or a Genesis on eBay for like maybe for like $40, $50. But if like there's like, I don't know, a Jaguar game you want to get into, yeah, good luck. You're not going to find a Jaguar anywhere. I don't know if there's any good Jaguar games, but like, you're not going to find the shit you need to play them. If there's like an arcade game you want to play, like good luck finding an arcade cabinet at all, and then it's like going to be $1,000. Like MAME exists so that you can play old arcade games that don't exist anywhere anymore, but like now you can't find those ROMs anywhere because of like, I don't know, companies who are really worried about their bottom line. And like, again, the system of game like sale is really concerned with the bottom line, as is every industry, and it's just really making life bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, become a Marxist. Nintendo also like shut down some like, you know, Famicom bars in Tokyo and in Kyoto and stuff like that, and that's like doesn't really affect me because I don't live in those places, but like I feel bad for the people who do, because like
for sure.
I wish those things existed in Los Angeles, but they don't. So I don't know, again, Nintendo's like, I don't know, not losing a lot of money. You know, in Japan it's illegal to have game rental shops, which again nowadays that's not really a thing anymore. You know, Blockbuster's dead.
Yeah.
But like I would imagine how shitty it would be if I was a kid growing up and I couldn't like rent games because I don't have an income as a child.
Right.
I don't know. The games industry is pretty fucked up, I guess, is the takeaway from this.
Capitalism.
Yeah, dude. So that's just a little rant I thought about this past week. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. Other than Zero Suit Samus is, I'm gonna send her straight to hell if she keeps this shit up. Straight to hell with you. Oh, man, that has a hitbox. That's fucking nuts. Oh, walked right into that one. Didn't even think. Just was like, how can I die? Oops, don't have a Gordo. Oh my god. Let go of me, you beautiful woman. I'm celibate. I'm DDD, the celibate penguin. Yeah, run into my Gordo. I hate it. Stunning moves? Not interested. How much time we have left? I'm over this.
About 10 minutes.
Oh, God. Can we talk about anything else? Anybody watch any good sports lately?
I don't know what a sports is.
It's like a ball.
Oh. Like, Cinderella?
Yeah, I think so. Like the Cinderella Man.
Ah.
There. Now Samus is in hell. Well, if we don't have anything else to talk about,
Yeah, we could just cut it short.
then let's just be done.
Okay, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks for hanging out.
If you have opinions on any of the shit we talked about, let us know. And if you have other things you want us to talk about next time, let us know about that too.
Yeah, let us know. We're interested in what you're interested in.
Yeah.
We're
And
like a good date.
And we also like getting suggestions because then we don't have to think about what to talk about.
Yeah, I hate thinking.
So we'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.